Hello, this is Aprajita Mehra, and you're watching Medicircle. Today, on our healthcare startup series, we have Sirish Singaram with us. Sirish Singaram is the founder of Swasthya. They are a multidisciplinary group of top physicians, technologists, and healthcare specialists in India with the goal of providing cheap healthcare to every home in the country. Welcome to Medicircle, Sirish Singaram. So glad you could join us today. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm great. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. So let's begin our interview with the first foremost question that everybody must be wanting to know, that as the founder of Swasthya, tell us something more about your startup.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, Swasth is actually an interdisciplinary team of the best doctors, healthcare experts, and technologists with the vision of bringing affordable and accessible healthcare into every home. In health in general, there are two big problems. First, from a very young age, we were always taught an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, yes, apples are good for you and nutritious, but it does not keep the doctor away.
Right.
The saying apple a day keeps the doctor away has actually really changed our mindset and the way we think. And because of this, we've developed a fear or a phobia of doctors. And we really only go to a medical establishment or to a doctor if we're very sick and we can't be treated using home remedies. And as a result, these small issues end up developing into much larger issues. But what has proven to keep the problems away are actually regular engagement with medical professionals. Now comes the second problem. Let's say you do want to interact with doctors on a regular basis. We don't really know where we have to go, who we can trust, how expensive it's going to be, and who's really going to take care of our family. And also, every time we have a small doubt or we have a small query, we can't go to a hospital each time. It just doesn't make sense. So as a result, we end up Googling for health information, which really leads to a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress. So what we thought is, why is it always that Raj has to go to the hospital? What if we brought the hospital to Raj? So we actually started to build an easy-to-use pocket hospital to change health dialogue between patient and doctor and to democratize healthcare called Swasth Circle. So we launched the Swasth Circle app in order to empower every household with their very own Swasth Circle. And using the Swasth Circle app, patients can subscribe to their very own trusted Swasth Circle for a small subscription fee similar to your Netflix, Amazon Prime subscription, after which they'll actually have access to one dedicated family physician who they can contact at any time, anywhere, any place. So your family physician is basically like your friend in need. And also within the circle, we actually have 16 of the best, most empathetic doctors across all specializations. So basically like your oncologist, your cardiologist, nephrologist, neurologist, basically any specialization you can think of, who you can access in just a single click. And in addition to this, you also have a Swasth health assistant who you can use for any assistance that you require. So let's say you need a hospital bed or you need a surgery to be scheduled, your health assistant is always there for you. And your health assistant is the person to contact if you require any health help. Also, you can also book home lab test and medicine deliveries directly from the Swasth Circle app. And so essentially what we're providing to patients is, a trusted circle or a trusted network of doctors that's always, just on your fingertips and always just a message away. And especially at Swasth, we focus more on, removing that stigma or that fear of doctors. So what we actually do is we try to build the relationship between patient and doctor, where you're so comfortable with your doctor and you always feel that you have a trusted circle of doctors with you in your fingertips at any time. So the way we do this is we actually have our family physicians engaging with patients on a regular basis. So, they always check in on them. They keep on messaging them. They keep on building on the relationship that they've built so that patients are very comfortable with them and they build that bond of trust and confidence. Because our main aim at Swasth is for patients to feel like their family physicians are just like another member of their family. So we also have a case wherein, patients do have to go to hospitals and clinics because everything can't be solved online. And in that case, we also have an array of products in the market for doctors to easily manage their outpatient departments and their clinics. And currently, we have around 250 doctors in our Swasth ecosystem, a part of Swasth Circle. And we've conducted over 15,000 consultations through our various platforms.
That sounds quite fantastic and quite overambitious for young entrepreneur like you. So, as you must have known that according to the World Health Organization, the following numbers clearly show the healthcare scenario in India. The doctor-patients ratio in this country is 1 is to 1,674, much below WHO's prescribed ratio of 1 is to 1,000. So naturally, there is a clear need of more accessibility of doctors to general public. In that regard, what is the USP of Swasth over other health management platforms?
Yeah. So, right now, especially the market's very hot. So there's a lot of healthcare startups and a lot of healthcare platforms. So, but I think we still have a multitude of reasons as to why we are different from our competitors and why we're unique. I think, first of all, when me and Dr. Prakash, who's my co-founder, started Swasth Circle, the one thing that was very important to the both of us is we have the best of the best doctors available on our platform. And I think I'm very proud to say all of 250 plus doctors are the best, the most empathetic, and the most caring doctors that you can find. And I'm sure many people will be thinking, because I'm the founder of the company, I'm saying that. But,
Yes,
I
of
think it's
course.
very evident based on the quality of care of doctors that provide to the patients,
Right.
and also the speed in which patients are recovering. And also the most important thing is the testimonials our patients have given us. And I think the most important thing for us is, the quality of our doctors are second to none. I think the second thing is, compared to other telehealth platforms in the market, wherein you just have a random doctor where you get a single consult with a random doctor. At Swasth, we're really looking to build that relationship between patient and doctor. We want our patients to feel so comfortable with their doctors that they can really ask them about anything, even if it's as simple as whether they can drink a particular juice or not, just so that, we avoid Googling for health information. We want them to feel so comfortable wherein they can do this. And similarly, we want them to also have that comfort of knowing they always have a circle or a network of doctors in their pocket, of doctors who actually understand them, who actually care for them, and who are actually always there for them. And I think because of this relationship that we've managed to build, there have been many instances wherein, there's a patient who was actually shopping in a mall, and then all of a sudden, this patient actually felt sick. Immediately, they got their phone out, they opened the Swasth Circle app, they sent a message to the family physician, they got into a video consult, and the family physician comforted them, said, there's nothing to worry while they were shopping. They said there's nothing to worry, and then told them, you're going to be all right. These are some quick remedies. And after which the patient was fine because they had someone they trust telling them this.
And that
I think
essentially
usually
is very, very important, very crucial for a patient to have that kind of a
exactly.
bond, that interactive bond with a doctor.
Exactly. And I think, earlier before this, many patients, when they have a situation like this, they would generally call a loved one or they'd call a friend just to, speak to them. But it's been great to see, this relationship between a doctor and patient transform, wherein now they're so comfortable with their doctors that they're actually calling their doctors. So I think that's been really great to see happen in real time. Thirdly, why I think that we're different in terms of the doctor side is because we have a very interesting dynamic, as in where we allow doctors to create their own networks with their informal networks and also using our network of doctors. So thereby, formalizing their own networks. So I think because of this, 97% of doctors from a survey that we conducted actually prefer the Swasth Circle methodology of telemedicine rather than a regular telemedicine setup, because it's very easy for them to refer patients and to manage patients.
So your enthusiasm speaks volumes about the experience that you're getting. I would like to know right now that how many patients have actually benefited from your services so far?
Yeah, so we've seen, about more than 15,000 patients through our various platforms, and it's through 18 specializations. So every single specialization you can think of, we've had patients coming in, and we've had a lot of patients benefiting from this. We've had instances even where, the patient is so close to their family physician that when they were having a bout of, low blood pressure, they actually thought that, it's just because of low sugar or something like that. And that's why they were feeling faintish. And because the family physician knew them so well, immediately when the family physician saw them through a video consult, they said, no, there's an underlying heart issue. You better go check it out. And immediately, the patient went to a heart specialist through the app as well. And they actually found out they have an underlying heart issue. They got an immediate surgery done and actually saved them from a near death. So I think that's been very great for us to see, how helpful the app has been and the number of lives we've been able to impact and the amount of patients that have been able to benefit from our services.
Great. Now, one question that obviously comes to you as a founder and an entrepreneur. So your startup, the Swasthya, is it bootstrapped or has it received any funding so far?
Yeah. So from when we started the company, the one of the main things that we decided was we're going to keep it completely bootstrapped, and we just want to grow organically, because the best growth is sustainable growth. So since we started the company, we've been totally bootstrapped, and everything that we've earned has been invested back in the company, and it's from there that we've been growing.
So what are your goals and future expansion plans about your startup?
Yeah. So, like I mentioned earlier, the vision of Swasth is to make sure every single household has access to healthcare and access to affordable healthcare and also quality healthcare. So I think our main vision is to make sure every single household in India has a Swasth circle, that, they have a circle of doctors that they can rely upon, circle of doctors they can trust. And at the same time, a short-term aim or short-term goal of ours is, to probably expand to tier 2 and tier 3 cities, because, a lot of patients are from tier 1 cities, but we really want to, impact the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. So it's a short-term goal. We're looking to expand in those regions.
Right. And as it is, it's a known fact that globally the home healthcare segment accounts for roughly 3 to 6% of the total healthcare market. So, in that regard, any advice for young entrepreneurs like yourself?
So I think I myself am very young, but in terms of, from what I've learned from my experience, I think the most important thing is to be passionate about your product and to, really love the product that you're building, because at times it can get really tough. And unless you really love your product, you won't be able to be driven and won't be able to push the product forward. So I think the most important thing is to be passionate, but at the same time, be persistent as well, because, passion does fade off as failures do come in. Passion does fade off. So I think it's very important to be persistent and to really be driven, really see what the end goal is, and really, put your all, put everything that you have. And I think that would be my advice for future entrepreneurs.
How lovely. Thank you so much, Sirish, for coming on our show and sharing your valuable time and insights with us here at Medicircle. It was really a pleasure having you today and such a beautiful insight you shared with young entrepreneurs. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.